How are you doing on your giant phone there? Are you enjoying taking up, you know, this the huge space in the middle of this panel? Do you feel powerful?
I mean, yes, but also I kind of felt like my forehead was already big enough. So, you know.
No comment.
I'm
playing
you can hardly talk.
I'm not saying anything. Yeah, look at this bad boy up here too. Like that's why I'm sitting back here. And, oh God, no! Don't go on me. Why are you showing my forehead? And, oh God. The receding hairline, weird ear. Oh man, there's so many things wrong.
Sometimes it reflects, and I just kind of like get briefly blinded from the light over there. Yeah, it's pretty extreme. Alrighty, we do have the draft now for this final game in this best of 3 series as Virtus.pro battle up against HellRaisers to find out who's going to be in it. Single elimination. So you know, if you get eliminated here, then it's pride at stake, and you are going out of this event. So we're going to start things off with an Assassin, a Shadow Demon, and a Death Prophet all banned out. Meanwhile, Virtus.pro, they're going to get rid of the AA, the Puck, and the Mars. No Batrider. Remember, that was the first pick in the first game, first ban in the second game. Maybe it might sneak through for game number 3. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it could be there for sure. I think there's nothing too surprising with these bans right now. Again, like you see the AA ban, you naturally ban DP out as just a general kind of 1-2, and HellRaisers still respecting that Shadow Demon from the first game. So yeah, we're nothing too crazy right now. They're being a little bit quicker though. At least, you know, as soon as you get 2 games under the belt, they're going to be a little bit quicker with their bans. They understand kind of the rhythm and where they want to end up, and you can see how VP they're taking away all the heroes that allow HellRaisers to build a complete draft. Void Spirit, Puck, Mars, all these heroes naturally fit super well in that first phase pick. And then AA, of course, like we mentioned so many times before, it takes away so many heroes if they're able to get it. So yeah, these VP bans looking pretty comfortable.
Yeah, and the Timbersaw getting banned out, so there is potential for a Batrider here.
Sure, yeah, there it comes. Yeah. It's nothing too surprising. We might just see the snap pick Oracle +1, right? Like, the thing is, though, you don't want to go down the trap of having the same draft you did in game 1, because we kind of obviously seeing the same heroes present, of course. But you know, we'll see their reaction. They got time to think about this. I like the idea of just not focusing too much on the Batrider now, and just having quite a generic opening, maybe like that Rubik +1. Or like Rubik Centaur, for example, could be pretty okay. I know like laning phase is a little bit questionable, but in the game, you're going to have a pretty solid time.
Yeah, I think sometimes players can get trapped in kind of working out the enemy's draft and not working on their own draft at the same time, and then you end up with a draft full of answers, but you're not asking any questions yourselves.
This is where they just snap pick the Weaver. No, they won't.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, Oracle. Oh, look. Kit's even got a little name tag underneath her phone.
She does, but she's low on battery. Goodness me, we need to charge Kips, people. We'll get production on that right away. Don't worry, guys. We will not lose Kips.
Oh, nice, the Pangolier. So a nice thing about this Pangolier actually is the flexibility. We saw it in the last game, Roger playing it on position 4, and Funnick has so many times already picked it up on offlane. So utilizing the fact that they're not showing too much right now, and they played pretty well within that last game. So yeah, you should be concerned on VP, like in terms of we can't instantly counter it because they can't just drop it down at farm priority. Yeah,
for sure. Kips, you like this opening of the Oracle and the Pangolier?
Yeah, really do. It's just instant answer to the Batrider. One of the things what also happens is that sometimes you actually sort of, if you don't counter things immediately, you get in trouble later in the draft. So, you know, you just address it here. Oracle is pretty much the ideal counter pick, both for dealing with the stacks as well as with the lasso. And yeah, this Pangolier, I'm personally hoping we're going to get to see Funnick on that.
Yeah, as if the draft dictates that, I hope so too, honestly. I love seeing a core Pango that gets to transition to that mid game and really have that impact in those team fights. And
he's clearly feeling very annoying today after this Weaver game, so I feel like Pango is definitely the kind of hero which you can just be super annoying again on.
The only downside to that, I think, from Funnick is Pango isn't the strongest laner. You need to have a 4 that can really enable you, and sometimes you can be quite easily bullied out. So if you do put Funnick onto the Pangolier, you might not have the same impact that we saw, which is like that 10-minute mark, freely roaming around the map. Timbersaw, Weaver, both these heroes can do that very easily. So personally, if I was HellRaisers in this position, I'd actually kind of want to see maybe Roger on the Pangolier for now, just so that we can continue the same play style that is putting HellRaisers in contention in some of these games.
Tis a surprise, but we have a Doom again coming out for Virtus.pro, so Resolution clearly not scarred enough from game number 1, wants to go in for round 2.
They haven't banned the Huskar out on VP this time. They banned out the Medusa instead. So the main reason I think for the Medusa ban is Pangolier on the side lane. You can easily maybe put him into the safe lane. You can have that flexibility of maybe a tri-lane. And when you put your win condition in the mid lane, it's super hard to gank that role when you've got this kind of aggression coming from the side lanes. But I like the idea that maybe this Huskar being present, we might see it, because Doom Batrider, sure you can Doom the Huskar, but it could be very hard to do that once you have all these kind of supporting cast running into the fight first.
Yeah, for sure. But it gives him something to just kind of ruin the Pangolier, stop him getting off that ultimate if he can get on him in time. Often that's difficult. Often, Pangolier has plenty of time, especially if he knows there's a Doom in the game, right? Like, you just pop that ultimate from way out left field and then get yourself in via different ways. But yeah, spending some time over this ban here, HellRaisers. Might be thinking of going something a little bit off the cuff. Kips, you got any potential options to follow up from this initial opening from HellRaisers?
Still very flexible. One of the things that I've just been thinking about in this draft is general, that a lot of these heroes that counter entire groups of heroes, like we saw it with the AA in the previous draft, are just not banned. And there we have the Ember Spirit, actually. Okay, so they saw this worked in the previous game, and they have no intention of letting up that very mobile core draft, apparently. And
they instantly go for the Furion as their response, though. Like, for them, though, the Furion, I think, yeah, it now shows that Doom most likely, I would like to say, would be 4. You put resolution on the Furion, you take away that pressure of, as a core Doom, you have to get the best Doom off in the fights to ensure that, and you have to put yourself in that position. And itemization when you're core, you don't want to go for an early blink because you need to be tanky and have presence. So I like the idea of put Rezo back on that Furion, get that global presence, and then you can just get Zyx. He maybe goes for an early blink dagger, or like the phase drum blink, or pretty much any itemization you need. And you can still have the same effect as that off that core Doom.
Yeah, meanwhile, Elder Titan's going to be picked up, and now the Slark in response to that as well. So a bunch of core heroes coming out, Virtus.pro with the Slark, and HellRaisers with the Elder Titan. So it's an exciting one. I always like seeing Elder Titan when he can slip into a game, but what makes this a good Elder Titan game?
I think this pick might not be anything more than they didn't have a ban to cover maybe like the Meepo, for example. I don't know if that hero is still present with the changes of the XP on the Divide We Stand, but I still think this is we've got a nice active lineup. ET is quite a defensive hero in terms of if you want to run in high ground, we've always got that reset with the sleep. And I think also it might just be a pick to go. They might be going Meepo, but instead they just go straight for the Slark, and it's a pretty good Slark game. No real lockdown on HellRaisers, so it's just going to amplify his effect. When he gets to that Diffusal Blade, he's going to be running freely throughout these fights, and most likely can find Oracle quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I think that in this patch, with the length of the fights that we've been seeing, these heroes that build up extra strength throughout these long fights are extra powerful, so I've been waiting to see more Slark as well. Yeah,
like both teams are kind of demonstrating that they don't want to start a fight in the traditional way, which will be that one hero will be standing in front and then the fight kind of builds around them. This is going to be two lineups that are playing around, getting that quick kind of disconnect, getting into the backline. So Nature's Prophet TPing on the backlines, playing off the vision from his trees, and then Slark obviously running around, and then Batrider obviously just freely flying around the fights. And HellRaisers as well, they're going to play off the Pango, running around freely, being able to get that little bit of vision, then disengage if needed. Ember Spirit playing off his Spirit. So both teams have the same concept of draft, but I feel like VP they've gone back to their first game, which is just that real safe. We have strong lanes, and when we collapse on you, it is really scary.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That seems to be what they want as well. I think this team, they don't want another game where they're kind of trying to shuffle and figure things out. They want to just have a very clear timing, a very clear moment where they can go, a hero to run behind. And I think this Doom Slark core really kind of gives them that. What do we think? What kind of lines are we going for this final pickup, guys?
I think VP not having last pick, of course, they're going to look for maybe that generic mid lane. They're currently running the option of, if it's Ember mid, they can obviously put Slark mid against the Ember. So now you've got this morphling. So you've got that flexibility between two heroes. Kuman can play it safe lane. Yep. No one can play it mid if needed. And then HellRaisers, they have this opportunity now that Huskar's of course banned, because I still think it's an insane Huskar game if you could get it in that last pick. But of course VP not allowing that. They might themselves go for the Meepo actually. I think it could be good. You put the Ember safe lane, Pango off lane. ET naturally can enable the Pango just from pulling the waves with the boots. And you get to roll over them, potentially. I don't think you have much damage to really deal with this Meepo. or TA, I think, is the other option. You get an early TA. Sure, you have a Natures that can collapse into the jungle, and maybe take that early tower. But I think there's such a strong Blink, Deso, BKB timing that Ember and Pango can really amplify. That's my two kind of hot takes.
With like any core that can properly burst someone on that enemy lineup, you're going to be doing one. Especially you want a right-click scaling core to combine up with that Elder Titan.
Oh, they actually picked Brood. Really you can't see that from behind the phone, but
get out the way.
You can see that. You moving's not gonna. Maybe we push the phone out the way.
Yeah,
there you go.
She's behind there somewhere, guys. But yeah, Brood has been picked up as the final pick here.
Why is Brood a midget? Come on, like what is this?
Tiny. To be fair, arachnophobes out there, you know, if you were terrified of spiders, then and you saw that thing in front of you on the screen, you might just run out the studio screaming.
But this, it's the cheese pick.
It's a bit cheesy.
It works pretty well. Do they kill it? Not really. Don't have any good lockdown. You've got maybe Lasso. Even if you doom him,
though, can't you?
Like Doom does nothing to him. He just runs away in webs. The slot's pretty good, but
yeah. Kip's final words from you. Who do you think is going to take this one? Is this Brood pick enough?
I think VP got enough of a shock from that second game to get their stuff together. They're going to out-execute, even though I like HR Draft better again.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Kips. We'll see you later for the post-game analysis, but we'll say goodbye and switch off your phone for now. Adios. Robson, agreed? Disagreed?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that the way that we saw VP utilize these heroes in the first game, I think they're going to be able to do the same again. The only concern I have is if this Brood has a commanding position, able to force those TPs and keep the focus on the Brood, then maybe this ability of Ember and Pango could also close out the map. So it's going to be very much focused on who gets the advantage in the first 10 minutes, and can Ember be active, or on the other side, is Nature's the one being active. So I think, it's all about who leads the laning phase with the correct tempo and the first TP, who reacts first, pretty much.
Alrighty, well, that's going to be your opinions on the game, and I'd like to hear the opinions of two very special people, Odie Pixel and S4. Guys, who do you think has the advantage in this draft?
I don't know. I mean, from my perspective, I'm seeing a lot of greed from the boys on VP. It's like they've sort of drafted a 5-core lineup here, which I'm all very excited to see. I mean, a team with sort of Slark and Morphling on the same side. I don't know about you, S4, but what's the plan here? It looks like a load of greed. Can they get away with it?
No, they can't. They have to play pretty well this game, I think. VP.
Well, we'll see what they can do. Yeah.
What do you think this matchup's going to be, though, guys? You know, S4. What do you think they're going to lane the Morphling into the Broodmother? Is that a possible lane, or is someone else going to take up that mantle?
Yeah, that does not work. I don't know. Maybe Slark. I think Slark.
Slark or... Okay. So looking at all of these teams and obviously their timings and everything, you know, it is greedy. It is greedy from Virtus.pro. Do you think HellRaisers, if they get enough momentum in the laning phase, will they be able to run through and slap down the side of Virtus.pro, Robson?
Yeah, of course. If you take the laning phase, then of course, we've seen in 2 games now, whoever has the better start to laning phase, they kind of close out the map, and Brood amplifies that. But my only concern though is even if they have good lanes, when they start running into high ground, you do have so many cores on VP that if they are able to kind of get through this early game, then it's going to be very scary running into a farm Slark and Morphling. But of course, it's very much HellRaisers. They need to control the lanes and win within that early window of the game. Probably about 25-30 minutes is their best time to just take this game.
All right, well, looking at this high ground defense, I mean, you know, you've got the Morphling, you've got the Slark. Both these guys are going to be taking their time. Are we expecting a better game from... Is Doom... you guys are in game, right? Can you tell us if Doom's on Rezo? Rezo's on Doom, sorry, again?
It's going to be a Zayat's Doom. Rezo's going to be playing as Prophet, for once again in game 1. And, I mean, S4 was right with the call. It's Kuman getting pulled the tangos, so I imagine they are going to try and send him into the mid lane to try and survive and not feed at least against the Brood lane.
Yeah, I think the main thing though for VP is actually they're not going to play for like the defense. They're going to play to skip out the waves, make sure that it's hard for HellRaisers to really form into that kind of unified push. So you're going to see Nature's trying to skip waves, Doom skipping waves. Like all the heroes on VP can actually skip waves to some degree, and it's kind of that continuation of doing that that might get them through how scary this HellRaisers lineup looks.
Alrighty, well, we are on pause and ready to go in the game, so let's get into it. Virtus.pro versus HellRaisers, game number 3, the conclusion, starting now. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nomad. Yeah, we've been treated to an excellent series so far. 2 games, both going either way, both teams getting to show their dominance in different methods. Game 1 with the strategy from VP, and Game 2 just from the brutal outplay and mechanical prowess of some of HellRaisers' players on the heroes that they did have. But yeah, S4, I mean, let's sort of break down the draft. The panel trying to really sort of look towards what VP can do this game if they get away with their lineup, but it is going to be hard to get away with these heroes that they've picked, right? Because HellRaisers, they're going to have a pretty solid start to this match with these heroes.
Yeah. Here we go. Already? Does he have a Venom? Nope.
They've got enough damage. I mean, Solo, yeah, he's just trying to run this away.
If he napalms in front of him.
Let's see. He's getting a lot of stacks up, but yeah, he's able to purge the napalm stacks off Roger Maposhka there, and allow him to chase him down, give him a slap, and take him out.
So I was gonna say something about this morph. Okay. Yeah, it was odd saying morph 5. I mean picked 5 last. But I think I understand why they did it. They were thinking HellRaisers were gonna pick ET morph, so they kind of like snatched it, but it didn't work so well with their lineup, I think.
Because talking about the ET, that is another good thing. As a scrub, I'm seeing this Elder Titan picked. And then, from my perspective, I'm seeing this Slark and Morph picked. Yeah. And aren't these heroes that just get straight up destroyed by the natural order of VT?
Exactly. You're on point with that analysis.
Like, it's going to be very rough. These heroes are going to be walking around with 0 armor in the late game. If there even is a late game. Yeah. And what's sort of the counter to that? I guess you get a BKB and such, but... You know, anytime you don't have the BKB, that aura, plus what's a swashbuckle or a sleight of fist, and suddenly you're just dead.
Exactly. The ETR is not so much about the physical damage, it's more about the magical damage. People have to remember.
Yeah, that's true.
And they have Pango plus Ember and Oracle Nuke. Like, I don't know how Morph is going to survive this game. How does it fit in BKB into his build, you know? He needs E-Blade, and it's not easy. But Koopman is doing work. Mid.
He is. He's not doing bad at all here on this first wave or so. 7-2 against the 2-0 at the Spider.
Nice, yes, mid.
I mean, this is, you know, even though it's getting a good size, this sort of where you know the Brood hits level 3 and then suddenly the lane becomes a whole lot harder for the Slark. Or if you do sort of slow down the Brood on these first few waves, can you sort of gear up to stay in lane against the Brood, or will eventually you get beaten out of the lane no matter what because of the hero?
If you remember, every hero has a stout shield now, so in that sense it's a bit easier to handle Brood, but he won't be able to stay when it's level 5, level 6 Brood.
And in terms of ways to deal with the Brood down the line, I mean, what is sort of VP's best bet? Is there a certain sort of itemization or a way you want to see a particular hero play that can allow them to deal with the Brood if Nyx does manage to pick up his farm and start to really get the ball rolling?
Yeah, you have to kind of look at it like you need to get the best out of the map, so you cannot focus on the Brood here. You have to look at bottom lane. You need to take that tower in trade for Brood taking your mid tower. So this Furin has to be like the Brood of Dire's team, you know? He has to make Radiant suffer here, bottom.
You get the nice stops set up onto the 2 of them with the Flame Guard burning down Zyves. They'll look to chase him around, turn around with the punches, and of course Roger with that spirit pulled back in. He's actually walking around with double damage at this stage. 55 plus 55, he hurts. You've got to respect this man and his staple.
So Rezo went for gloves instead of boots. Oh, mid.
Ooh. It's a good attempt there from Kuman to try and turn that. But the pounce duration not quite long enough to allow him to take down Nyx.
Yeah, he's doing work right now.
Yeah, the CS is still just incredibly impressive from the Slark. This call from VP to put the Slark in the mid lane, it really has turned out to be a stroke of genius, especially how Kuman's been able to play it. Because, I mean, as you say, sure, it's a little better now with the inbuilt Stout Shield, but still in this situation, would you imagine the Brood should be doing better? Like, is it expected that the Brood's struggling this much early?
I think Brood should have maybe 20 CS, because he missed a few nukes. But, oh, it's the Salve on Slark. No, this is not good. I think he lost the lane now. The Salve got cancelled.
Yeah, that's pretty painful. He's still got a couple of Tango charges, but overall, yeah, the regen's going to be offset in a way that Nyx is going to have that lead now.
Yeah, if Brood clicks on him, he should know he can pressure right now. As I was saying, level 1 Slark, he has like 20 damage on Brood, so it's expected. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with the fact that he's been able to snowball in a way, get these early stats out, at least double the Wraith and the Quelling Blade, yeah, now at this point it's... You know, the lane, in terms of the creeps, in the lane creeps, Kuman's going to have the edge. Obviously, Brood being Brood, he's going to have these measures to keep up elsewhere. Heading over to the camps and then to the side. Top lane, bit of action as Solo dives in. Will be a trade as Funix able to clean up the
Not
XP.
a good trade for VP.
Oh, Funix.
Yeah, he has the Venom. Venom is very strong in this patch. Look at the slow.
Yeah, 15% slow now, up for the 12%.
It's a luck shot.
See if he can quite do this.
He's not gonna die, but...
Oh,
I say that.
Is he? Another nuke? Another Purifying Flames?
And away. Oh, that was good pressure by Funix.
Yeah, quite very close to having it. I mean, you're right, without those sort of 1 charges, it would have been a kill.
I want to see Ring of Tarrasque on Morph players. It changes these lanes, I think.
I mean, what sort of stage in your laning items are you just sort of trying to get it straight up? Before Wraith fans are out and stuff?
No, nothing else. You get pulled 1 Tango and you have a headdress on Bat. And then he uses Morph everything to Agi. You're gonna beat Pango in CS. You can't die because you're HP.
Yeah, I like it. I guess, yeah, it saves you that gold and sort of having to focus on ferrying continuous regen out to you.
It's gonna be the new meta if they don't nerf it. Here we go.
Solo. He's gonna get taken down here. They've got another nuke from the Purifying Flames. There we have it. Kill's been found.
Yeah, we should look at bottom a bit. This lane is very important.
Yeah, every time Roger comes in, he's slapping away. Rezo goes for the straight TP out. They've got nothing else to damage him, so he will escape. But mid up top, no one. He comes back forward. Funny, Maposhka, they nuke him down. Rezo tries to find Kasani, but Kasani does stay back.
If he had treants ready, Rezo, he would have TP'd on the tower and put treants to tank the tower and kill him.
Yeah, Kasani's definitely looking very appealing with no regen on him right now. He has got the Tango set and Salve on his way out.
Yeah, it's very important they play pressure heavy here, bottom now. Because Ember doesn't have 6 yet. You can play on the tree and catapults. So Doom has a Wolfire also. They can, if they just push the wave in there, they won't be able to handle the wave. It's too much the aura. Even if it's full HP. They're playing too passive bottom, for my taste.
Yeah, I think it feels like they're just a little scared of Roger. Each time they step in, they're just worried about Roger getting the stomp set up and building a lot of right click. You think you just go on the ET first? Yeah,
you just hit him with Wolfire. Too much damage.
Run him down again.
They just need to go hit with Doom here. They can't fight.
I mean, we're seeing them starting to get a bit of a feel for it. It feels like they're, the right click, the Ember comes like, hang on, we're actually doing a lot of damage. We can beat these guys down.
They realized. I think Doom should have mentioned they had Wolfire, because this is the best creep. It's even better than Ice Armor. This creep. For this lane.
Some pretty insane damage early on, especially when you have, I guess, what is called like a Furion who can just right click trade so easily.
Yeah, they lost the catapults. But they have Profitals in 30 seconds. Or 10
this is top lane. Funny.
Yeah, they're gonna Profitals.
I mean, they're getting so many kills already, See if they can do it onto Kasani.
Maybe.
See if they can start.
No. It's Profitals.
Yeah, it wouldn't be quite enough. Funix also able to salve up as well. I mean, this top lane, HellRaisers is just starting to style on them. We're seeing this combo. Funix hitting the 6, getting in. Just between the two of these heroes, this Rolling Thunder, Swashbuckle, Purifying Flames. It's just a nightmare for this morph to lane into.
Yeah, I don't know how they keep winning these lanes. I don't know how Phonic did it last game with the Weaver.
And he's having some really solid performances early on in particular. As bottom lane, Kuman's going to come in with the rotation. He's able to take out the ET, and now finally VP are able to open up this pressure onto the tier 1 tower. They'll push in. They've got 4 heroes that have come down here for this objective, and they will get away with it. But it just definitely feels that HellRaisers overall in this laning stage, this opening 10 minutes, are getting much more done in their favor. The mid lane was great for Kuman. You are seeing this Slark with insane CS, 9 minutes in, he's 90 CS. It's going to be a quick Treads defusal, but obviously he's unable to slow down the Brood. Nyx's game is still clean, and if anything, with his itemization, Nyx is going to have a defusal before the Slark, and this Brood is still going to hit some scary item timings.
I'm actually a big fan of Brood farming this game.
Until what is in like what you're seeing him how many items are you looking for him to find before he's actually starting to play on the enemy half of the map?
Diffu plus Treads with Orgel ults. He's gonna just go ham with this. I don't think they can stop him when he has that. And then Ags first. Top lane.
Bottom. Oh, top amp. I mean, action's just everywhere. HellRaisers, they're diving top, and at the same time down bottom, they were trying to set up on the Xayah. Going to come across, look towards us, Kasani. The remnants out, and he's able to get away. They just keep on killing them. Kuman will manage to take Miposhka down and punish HellRaisers for diving in as far as they were. But Phonic, he's getting away with a lot. Phonic, it's 10 minutes in, he's 3-0-5. He's got his Treads and Vlad's done. This Pango's massive. We saw a great performance from Roger last game on the Pango. Phonic, he's trying to one-up a bit here in game 3.
Yeah, he should buy smoke right now. And smoke the ET with him. They can get profit.
Yeah, without a doubt. ET at this stage, if they get any sort of stomp set up, it feels like they kill whoever they go on with the lineup they have. HellRaisers can play so aggressive right now, which is exactly what they excelled at.
This is even better. Since he has Vlads, they can just A-click mid. Pretty much. Have some of the armor.
Yeah, and this is sort of the downside, right, VP's drafts. They don't have the heroes ready to do anything in response to this. They've just got to keep on farming.
Yeah, but farming is not a solution. So they need something, some kind of timing. I don't know what it is yet.
It's going to be hard with these heroes. I think, I guess the major item that's going to come the soonest is probably going to be the Slark with his defusal. Once Kuman gets that, HellRaisers is going to be very scared of this sort of timing, or is it still, can Kuman do much with that defusal very early on in this game?
Top, yeah, he died top. I think he'll do a little bit, but they can handle it with their heroes. That's the problem.
Because anytime they've got so many ways to keep people safe, right? Whoever this Slark goes on, they will have the save from the Oracle, and with the fact that Phoenix had such a good start, he's never going to be scared of just dropping the ult and rolling around, just making sure that the Slark cannot stay on a target between the disarms and between the stuns of the Rolling Thunder. It's going to be so hard for Kuman to commit into any of these fights unless he's able to find some sort of solo pickoffs. But as the way HellRaisers are playing, they're not getting caught out alone.
Yeah, you see the Bird's item build? He didn't go Treads, he went straight into Axe. Kind of like the Treads more, because he should be fighting now. But if he gets this Axe, I think he can just run around and kill everything in fights.
I mean, it definitely feels like in terms of AoE control to hold back a Brood in his army, there just isn't it. There's none of it. Where's the AoE stuns from VP? They're not there. This Brood, he can just send the whole army onto somebody, and they cannot clear these spiders in time. A Firefly is pretty much the best bet. But even so, definitely with the Ags, once it's done, the movement and way that he can sort of zip around the fight and get to the backlines is going to be incredibly tough for them to deal with. Top lane.
Good Doom.
Got the stomp on to Xayah.
Kill him at least.
The right, well, will they?
Will they?
They're going to have the heals through this with the false promise.
Wow.
Excellent play here from Miposhka, just laying down the Purifying Flames and also topping Kasani up with a salve.
They're fighting this.
To make sure he easily has the HP regen to outdo it. Rezo and Kuman are going to come across, see if they can find something from this. They get the drag back onto Roger. Roger will fall. So VP, They take down the ET. I see Rezo is going to come and start punching into Kasani as well, but Kasani's still got a remnant to jump over to quite safely so as well. Kuman's got to be careful and pop in the Shadow Dance to get away. Funnick wants to chase. With the Rolling Thunder, they'll look to stay on top of the Slark. Kuman, he's trying to outmaneuver. He does actually get knocked up to the high ground by the Rolling Thunder, but the Pounce, it's still on cooldown. He's trapped in position. Another connection. Funnick cuts him apart with the Swashbuckle.
Yeah. Well, I see, I mean, Pango's playing really good. I wish he went for mech, but he's going into carry mode now.
I mean, he's feeling himself, Funnick. You know, this series, game 2, game 3, he has looked pretty damn strong on his heroes.
Yeah. And the Ember is going to have a vessel fast with a lot of charges on the urn.
HellRaisers, I mean, this sort of pace, if they come out of the laning stage in this sort of manner, it just seems so hard for VP to see a way out of this for VP. I mean, it feels like for VP, this game is going to be decided on whether HellRaisers start making those, you know, some sort of mistake where they're diving in and suddenly VP is able to get these fights that otherwise are very hard for them to find because they just don't have heroes that want to fight right. They've got a Morphling and a Slark. These heroes, they want to get their items done.
Yeah.
That's a very
They
passive
also have
lineup.
very single target. I don't know if you thought about it, but they have a lot of single target spells. Bats, Doom. Even, yeah, the other 3 are also single targets, in my opinion. They have no AoE, so it makes it so Oracle's gonna have a very easy time playing this game. And they have no initiate on a core hero. They need like fast blink.
And
blinks this game.
as you say, because of that, you feel like with the single target, if they do want to try and kill someone, they kind of have to all go on the same hero. You know, at this stage, can they not afford to go on different targets and try and make the Oracle, you know, force his hands onto a certain hero?
I mean, they could try that, but they're not gonna have damage for it.
No.
Here we go, bottom. Oh, yeah, bottom.
So he's got a TP, but Roger has got the stomp prepared.
Look at Radiant, they're just responding.
This is smart from Zayats, but not smart. Oh, it is smart enough. Very nice. Dooming the ET, as he knows that the ET is the only one that can cancel his TP, and he gets out. Sure, it's a doom down to save his own life, but it is now, what, 2 minutes without your ult, and that was probably one of the key components that VP do need to actually get a kill.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel too great.
It's cute, but wouldn't say it's a good play. Here we go. Smoke.
Let's see where they can find some big items being thrown out now for HellRaisers. Funnick has it completed Diffusal Blade.
Lasso on the uphill, and he walks uphill. Wow. Oh, good chance. Can't lasso.
He's got the Remnant prepared. He's able to jump back over towards Funnick. Poshka and Roger. VP have to be careful if they continue to poke around.
Take the bottom right now. Stop pressuring.
He's going to try and TP back to base. Funnick's in on top of him. Tries to get the Rolling Thunder off in time. Won't be there. As the TP's too quick, Solo will die instantly to the army of spiders as Nyx, with that Diffusal Blade Aghanims, is ready to run heroes down. He's already queuing up that Orchid to get online next to make this kill potential that much more threatening.
Yeah, I think I found the answer how VP has to play this game. They cannot team fight ever in this game.
So you're just playing, you're just avoiding everything that HellRaisers brings you. You just have to play opposite.
If they're 5, you can't fight. If they're 4, maybe you can fight, yeah. So you have to play like that, for now at least.
Down bottom, he's got DD and this completed Spirit Vessel as he runs down Resolution. Zayats will be there, holds him back a little bit, but the chains are on the both of them. They get the profit. Stomp connects onto Solo, but Solo, he's got teammates here. Zayats and Kuman rushing over. As Roger tries to glimmer. They've got the sentry down. No messing around for VP. They'll take what they can get as they commit with the lasso. Kill off Roger. Space is made, HellRaisers say, as Roshan is taken. They'll happily lose ET. They continue to just play an objective ahead of VP.
Yeah. So such a different team from game 1. I mean, their draft is excellent this game, but still, they're not reacting. It's a bottom lane. Even when Doom was like dying there bottom, they rarely reacted to it. No TPs.
Funnick he's just continued to pop off this match. 6-0-6. He is having a grand old time. Queuing up the Ags next.
Funnick's
after Diffusal. He really is. And you know, this is against VP. This squad it's a pretty terrifying squad. Some huge names. HellRaisers.
The tier 3.
He's looking for it. He's on target. If he can keep these sort of performances up, he's going to go far. Down bottom, Zayats again caught out very deep, playing around with HellRaisers. I mean, if anything, I feel like Zayats, he's just sort of throwing his body in, trying to make space and take the attention away from No One and Kuman, so this Slark and Morph can have the time to build towards some sort of a game they can play themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe find an opportunity on the map. They can't 5-man fight them. And the Bulldog on top lane. Is he going for Orchid?
He is indeed. Very close to it. He's got it. Actually, the money's there. So we'll see that.
Orchid? Yeah, that's good.
I mean, in terms of silence remove, it's down to the Oracle again. No one else is building defense.
But he can't be on free lanes, right? So that's how to view it this game. The Orchid. It's not a team fight item. It's a play on different lanes item and kill.
Yeah, Rezo. And I mean, Rezo, you know, we saw what in the game 1, his profit performance was very smart. This time he's had a bit of a rougher start with these 3 deaths early on. Yeah. But you definitely can't rely on Rezo to read the map as you say he needs to and make those smart positions. I think he's playing
well, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, is this a harder profit game than game 1 was? Do you feel?
Yeah, it's much harder. They have so much wave clear, and he just doesn't have anyone to play with. Profit wants like one guy who just runs around, kills people. It's not Slark, it's not Morph this game. You want that guy minute 10, like a buddy.
And we talking about VP having a greedy draft. Is there a point in this game where they've kind of gotten away with it? Like, do HellRaisers need to sort of play towards the timing, or even if it does go on, even though they do have this Slark and do HellRaisers still have good odds later on because of some of the innate abilities? You know, we talk about like having the ET and even late game heroes like Ember and Pango, and I mean even the Brood. You know, they don't necessarily fall off entirely. Like, so is there a timing, or do you think HellRaisers are pretty cool at any stage because of such a good start they've had?
No, definitely they have a chance this game. It's like right now they have Aegis on Brood, so he has to play like he can't give any farm to the opponents. He shouldn't look too much on his own farm, but they should not be able to get daggers, for example, on Bat and Doom. Because if he loses his Aegis and then VP gets a blink fight and they blink Doom, the Brood, so you can't get the ult off, then like they can actually win the fight.
Because I imagine with this Axe Diffuser and Nyx being level 16, incredibly leveled at this point. Well, he is out of all the cores, even though they all look kind of scary. He's the one you want to take out just straight away at the start of each fight. You get rid of this Brood, suddenly your supports are able to play their game in the fights.
Yeah, either you kill the Brood or the fight is over. Like, if he gets his ult off, the fight is over. So, I also would like him to get a centaur creep on them. He needs to prepare for the blink.
Yeah, some extra sort of stun setup for sure is going to be very nice
the web
against these heroes. Yeah, otherwise he's just out there. You don't get that jump on him, and suddenly Nyx is, he's half a screen away, a whole screen away, and even if he doesn't, Miposhka's the other focus, right? Every single time if this Oracle's in with the save, false promise, each and every time is going to send this Brood back up to full HP with the insatiable hunger.
Yeah.
That lifesteal just giving you full health straight back. Even if he doesn't pop it, to be fair, because they have this Vlad's on Funnick, lifesteal and false promises.
I was gonna say that maybe he doesn't die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the blink on Doom is gonna give them opportunities because they're gonna split the map, and then they're gonna split up Radiant. Maybe they'll make a mistake, and then Doom is in position to jump with Santa Grip, and then they connect 5 versus 4, can win a fight like that.
See on some of the cores of VP. I mean, we talked about how no one's going to sort of get those items through this game. He's got the Manta. Can he afford to still go for the E-Blade now, or do you think he has to sort of play to that full Manta, BKB, then start going where you want to as Morph?
Was that intentional?
Yeah, I think he has to buy BKB right now. Fortunately.
Because without the BKB, you know, one sort of foot in the wrong place and dies the morph against this 5-man beatdown from HellRaisers, right?
Yeah, he needs to like be able to just wave in on the Doom when he dooms. He needs to be able to wave in and be keeping hit, pretty much. Because he hurts. His auto attack hurts.
Dire are scanning.
So what does the Brit do here? Let's see how it plays.
Nice. See what he can find. Camps have already been cleared. Kuman himself, obviously BKB after his defusal, solo. On the side of it all, in terms of the blinks, Doom a few hundred gold away from it, and Zayats will have that pickup complete. They're smoking up, Funix in, eyes onto no one, but quick with the waveform. He's away from the fight, and HellRaisers won't be able to continue to chase him. They're keeping their distance. See if they can take this objective. VP, they're trying to make the most out of it. As you say, they are just entirely avoiding meeting HellRaisers head-to-head, particularly with this Aegis on the Broodmother. There's no point trying for this. Resolution's just staying up top. Kuman immediately moves down bottom. It's actually going to be able to finish off the tier 2 tower here, potentially. They do pop a fortification, but Kuman and no one there, they're trying to take as much as they can from HellRaisers' half of the map.
You said the key thing here. They're doing it 2 places at once. They're not just doing it top lane, they're doing it bottom too. Mid lane, that doesn't matter. If they only did it top, then Empress is gonna respond, but they're doing it bottom too. So this is like a way for them to play right now.
They are.
That's a big kill.
Still losing a few heroes, a little too close to the mid lane as Rezo is found. Funnick just continues to rack up his KDA 806.
Okay, I'm a HellRaisers coach right now. I want you to hit the tower right now. Don't waste any time. They're gonna be out on the map. You need to hit it.
And I mean, because if they do start poking at the high ground, how do you react if you're VP? If you got to bring everyone back?
Yeah, and now you can back. As soon as Slark Team is back, then you don't have to go anymore.
See no one. And it's going to get slight of fisted chained. Roost holds him in, and they cannot push HellRaisers off this tower. The tier 3 falls in a matter of seconds. HellRaisers
Still no Slark.
Continuing this pressure, Solo is caught out by chains and just cut down immediately.
Slark TP. There we go. Now they don't have to go. Now they can back.
Again, focusing the morph. Quick with the Manta to remove the Spirit Vessel.
He tilts.
See if they can get the jump forward. Zayats commits straight away. They get the silence onto the Oracle and the Doom down onto Pango. Pango in trouble. No one zips in. It's a double kill for Kuman. Roger revving up the stomp. He catches out the 2 of them. They cut down the Morphling. He's dead and gone. Diving in deep. Kasani is on top of the 3 of them. Another stomp from Zayats. Stuns up the Ember into the silence. Rezo's poking back with the Orchid. Can they kill off this Ember Spirit in time? A sleight of fist dodge. A remnant out. Kasani will live. Roger's going in deep. Pops the Glimmer Cape. Goes for the TP out. He's going to be able to make it away. They cannot even kill the Elder Titan as Roger escapes from inside the base of VP.
Sayak kind of saved them there a bit. They did. Big place.
Definitely could have got a whole lot messier for VP still. Damage has been done as no one does have to expend his buyback in an attempt to push HellRaisers away.
They're coming back in this game a little bit, even though he bought back. The rest is playing fast. It's only 2 lanes.
And you're definitely sort of seeing it in the numbers. I mean, sure, you know, we're like 23-7. We're a game where HellRaisers knocking at the door, but there's only a 1k lead. There's not much gold in it. And as time goes by, VP's heroes are going to be better kitted to turning up to these fights. With this BKB on Kuman, we're seeing that he can now really just get in there and not have to worry too much about the turnaround. With the BKB up, he's pretty invincible as this level 18 Slark. And they're now moving across into HellRaisers jungle, maybe seeing if they can get a wraparound towards mid. Solo gets the ward down. HellRaisers, they do have numbers here.
They had an Aegis counter.
It is timed out. 20 seconds and the Orchid will be there for Nyx. HellRaisers. Who can they find? Kuman, he's already committing onto Roger. Roger with a Glimmer is out. He's outside of range of the Sentry Ward. Nyx heads over towards Solo. The bat's down. Root onto Kuman. Another Dark Pact as he pops the Shadow Dance as he continues to escape. They're trying to chase on. Another web down. Nyx wants to find him, and there he has it. Phonic jumping in with a Blink Rolling Thunder, forcing out the BKB. Kuman, he's trying for the BKB TP. They don't have the physical to take him out. So Kuman will survive.
Damn. Doom is up now, at least. They need to split him up. once here, and they have an opening.
And they're
They
trying
still
to...
have a smoke too.
So once again, you know, Rezo pushing in top. No one still taking what he can from the bottom half of the map. They are scanning.
No one has to hit the tier 3 bottom with Mantis right now. So they respawn, and then they can smoke up. Fight.
And we see no one continuing to just say, stockpile the gold, 2300, still definitely deciding on
5v4 mid right now if they want VP.
what's going to be necessary. Yeah,
Against Ember.
fighting whilst Kasani's away would be pretty nice.
Ember is top. It's 5v4 if they find an angle, but they're not smoking. They need to look for the opportunity. It's all about the numbers, right? For them there.
Yeah, any sort of 5v4 will give VP a good chance to jump. Now they'll look for the smoke. Ember still fairly separated from the squad, so it is a good time to strike. See Kuman. He's going to notice Roger. Roger with the glimmer. He's getting away. Nyx is there by his side. Kuman trying to turn with the diffuser blade. Tries to jump forward onto Nyx, but won't find the connection. And now time's there for them to turn. HellRaisers with the chains onto Solo. They're straight on top of him. A BKB again being forced out. Kuman having to use a lot of these BKB challenges just on the defensive. Shadow Dance as well as an attempt to just get back towards the base. HellRaisers, they're chasing on, but Kuman will live. He's back behind the tier 4s. He'll be fine.
Glyph the wave somewhere. Mid wave? Yeah. Mid tower.
I mean, VP, every single time that HellRaisers come running at them, they are keeping their cool. You know, no one's staying in the mid, cutting the waves. Down bottom, Rezo, he's keeping the bottom lane shoved right up towards the tier 3s of HellRaisers.
Yeah. So, VP has a win condition now. They got the glyph from Radiance. So if they don't kill this mid tower, they know the glyph is up in minute 30. So they have more building damage than Radiance, so they can go for trades always here. If they have the waves. They shouldn't be able to win fights straight up. Top
Oh, Kuman. Let's get the diffusal slow.
HellRaisers.
Seeing if they can get...
Save.
Oh, they turn Kuman. He's going to get the dart packed off in time. Removes the silence.
Brood is waiting ulti, then he's just gonna run in. Yeah, it's cool then.
Down bottom, setup's there. Roger, he's found the stomp into the 2-man ult. Straight up, they get punched apart.
Yeah, they were sitting in fog bottom. They thought everyone was top because Brood was playing so aggro top. They were like, they're all behind Brood top. They said so. Prophet was just showing bottom, you know, because he has to play aggro, pushing waves. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen.
Solo.
Nice by HellRaisers.
Solo tries to step in. The Orchid into the army of spiders just takes this bat down each and every time.
Get some talent, right? Yeah. Spider.
That's an insane amount of damage with the built-up army that Nyx has. And it's going to get even more painful once the Salt Cuirass is done on the Brood. With that AC, suddenly their pushing power is just going to amp up that much that it's going to be a lot harder then for VP to try and go for trades if HellRaisers come knocking at the high ground again.
Yeah. We're getting Scotty on Morph.
Okay. Are you a fan?
No. But it's a lot of damage, I guess. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Not against melee heroes. It's good against ranged heroes.
And because I feel like once no one has the Skadi... Oh, Nyx! He heads in. They get the stun into the doom. As the save with the false promise. Had they got enough heals to save that man, it looks like they should... He's already out. Purifying Flames and the salve should get this spider up to... Yeah, easily. Full HP. There we have it. The doom is about to end up. No one was trying to chase this, but they've got a couple of root control into the silence. He's mantering.
Change the Brood for Moose Pit.
See what they can kill instead. VP, they're doing a great job of pulling off the backlines.
Very good.
They may still lose no one though. Can they save no one? They're TPing over, but no one will fall. So the Morph is dead, but this time they cost them the Pango and the ET, and VP's not done. They may be able to find even more from this. Kasani jumps away with the remnants back towards mid. Solo's been found by Brood. Nyx is on top of them. Pops the Essence Ring. The heals won't save him. They're still going VP. Another remnant from Kasani gets him away. Can turn. Brood chains onto Kuman. He pops the dart pack, but he has no BKB, no Shadow Dance. The Slark is dead and gone. Zayat, he's Yulzed up, surrounded. They're going to be able to take take down the Doom as well here. Nyx with the triple kill, VP just getting overrun. They started off in a good manner, splitting it up, trying to go for the bottom, but they lost the morph. They tried to chase, but HellRaisers, they're just too strong, and chasing like this when you're outnumbered, you're going to lose the fight every time.
Yeah, we have Bulldog on bottom lane though.
He's trying for the rat. See what he can get. The wave is pushed all the way out, but the base in shambles. This mid lane cleared up by Nyx's Brood. Both racks taken away. As now they can look towards top as well. This pushing power. Now Nyx, as I say, with these objectives he's found, I think yeah, full AC, it's there. Assault Cuirass plus this plus 30 attack damage on the spiders. These buildings just melt to the Brood.
Yeah, that's the key. Fighter.
VP, they'll have their cores back momentarily. They do manage to get in on top of the Oracle first. Prophet, he's got the backup of Zayas and Solo. Maybe they can get Nyx 2 out of this. Nyx, he's lassoed, controlled up. They will punish them. They get the double kill on Rezo. They may have lost a second melee racks, but they will manage to take down that big old Brood and get a very juicy amount of gold into the hands of Rezo's Prophet. Nearly a plus 1,000 gold thanks to that kill.
All of this was because of Rezo. He forced 2 TPs bottom, and then they're on the other side of the map. I mean, Brood could have backed, of course, but he's feeling him. It's all fair.
Now, can you look to Roche as VP right now?
Does he have Wolf? No.
Or Ember?
Is he gonna doom it? Should have doomed it.
I was gonna say, should he have doomed?
Yeah.
Oh.
In case he has no buyback. That's a win condition.
Oh no, in the Roche pit, no one just got straight up obliterated by Funnick and Roger. There's going to be a buyback from Solo. They really want to maintain control around this Roche area.
As soon as Ember jumps in, he can doom him on the pounce.
He's trying to turn, and he gets it. Turn, Doom down onto the Ember. They'll lose the Doom, but Kuman's able to put the BKB and Shadow Dance, take down the Ember Spirit, and over he goes towards the Pango. The silence is there. Funnick will fall.
Rush. They can't rush, actually.
Let's see what they're going to instantly go for this smoke. It was under the ward.
Rush, but they should rush and kill ET at the same time. Tank with Treant.
Let's see what Kuman can find. He's going to get the bounty. Nyx is TPing over to here. Nyx is going to be relatively close.
Yeah, kill ET first, and then rush.
Over he goes.
He's alone.
He's got the glimmer. No detection, of course, on Kuman. Another pounce. This time, doesn't get the pounce connection, but the slow is there. As the second pounce with the charges provided by the Aghanims, but Miposhka's by Roger's side.
He's buying so much time. This is bad. Roger's gone now.
Rezo is able to TP in, silence out onto Roger. They still manage to get on top of Miposhka. They'll get 2 kills for this effort.
Yeah. But still, they're not gonna get rush.
I mean, can they not try? And there's a lot of stacks on Kuman.
Yeah, they can try it, actually.
You are gonna, I mean, I just say, you definitely have to watch out for the fact that both the Ember and Pango are up, and these are heroes that can be very disruptive around the pit. But VP, they should do it pretty quick.
He has buyback. I'm just wondering why he didn't buy back ET. Because this rush matters.
Yeah, VP's gonna get
I
it.
don't care about ET buyback. Okay.
Aegis and cheese for them. Kuman, he'll take the cheese. That gold as well. Solo's got his blink done, and suddenly the gold difference, it's even. This is very exciting game to see. It's a match where HellRaisers, they've taken these early racks, but now with VP having the game kind of level, this morph, this Slark, they're getting bigger and scarier as this game goes on. This game could collapse in a matter of a fight. One buyback into a death on a core, and suddenly this game's just over either way. Both of these teams can run down lanes so fast with their lineups.
The power of good map. What do you say it? Good shot calling on the map. VP. Rez is playing great this game. He kind of made him come back into this game by staying composed.
And VP, they are not slowing down at all now with this Aegis and cheese. They're looking to try and chase here. Stomp onto the 2 of them, though. This could be a great setup for HellRaisers. It comes crashing Funnick. Jumps forward with the Rolling Thunder. They've taken out Solo. Root and a punch down straight onto Zayas. They've found the 2 of them. They're going to see if they can take down No One the twice. He's got the Aegis. They'll get him the once. They're going to look up to set up to him for a second time. And with 2 supports, they cannot help him. He's totally alone. And he just gets destroyed once they're on top of him with that natural order, taking away all of his resistance. The morph just dies.
Yeah.
And they don't have buyback.
That's
I mean,
prone, I think.
Is this just game over?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Prophet can sprout the throne if he wants to. They can buy time. It's not over if he goes back.
Can he buy enough though? 30 seconds he needs until at least Solo's up.
Oh no, the ETR.
Ooh, Kuman! He's in!
Yes.
Gets the Shadow Dance off in time, but he's still dead. He has buyback. BKB popped by Resolution, but they have the bash, and now Res is going to be chased. They're looking towards it, but they're buying time.
Yeah, Doom.
There's a buyback on him.
15.
The game may not end quite yet. Can VP get back in time? Kuman turns towards Roger. Roger. Spot the BKB pop. Kuman jumps back towards the fountain. The Ancient
They need
is
to stop
exposed.
Oracle. And Brood.
Brood is sitting inside the Ancient. They're turning for kills. They are trying for kills, and they'll get it. They take down the bat, but look,
He's inside the throne.
he's able to jump in onto the Ember. Nyx is indeed deep inside of the Ancient. Can they get him out? They're trying to hit him, but they can't push him out of the Ancient. It's over. They can't get him off it. HellRaisers, they'll take game 3, and with that, the series. And I mean, honestly, off the back of this game 2 and game 3, HellRaisers, they absolutely deserved it. Some excellent plays at the drafts as well.